Welcome back to the Anchor Media channel. My name is Tatum Ayomike. I am the CEO and executive producer here at Anchor Media. In this video, we're going to talk about the biggest mistakes that podcasters make when they're trying to grow. So the first thing, I think in a previous video, I talked about just the difference between strategy and promotion. So let's just say the first mistake that podcasters make is they don't have a strategy. It's just doing all of the things, shooting in the dark, throwing darts at the wall in hopes that something sticks, that some episode goes viral, that the right person posts, that all of this what if, maybe, wins. No. When you have a strategy, you've created a strategic plan that is going to not ensure, because nothing is a guarantee, but that's going to best position your show to reach the goals that you have. And that, again, that takes strategy, that takes forward thinking, that takes analytics, that takes market research. So many different things that's beyond just posting on social media. So don't make the mistake of not having a clear strategy. The first step, though, to coming up with a strategy that we do even here at Anchor Media is that we always do a podcast audit. We always take into account and do a deep dive into the status of the show at that time so that we can really just take into account what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses, what are the opportunities, what are the threats, who are some of the competitors, what's the audience saying? We analyze the data, what are the numbers telling us? So a podcast audit is so important and really analyzing and getting to the bottom of what's going on with your show. And I've actually provided in the description, so if you click the link there, a template for you to use to create and conduct the podcast audit for your show. And of course, if you want to outsource that to a team of experts like Anchor Media, just go to anchormedia.com to see how you can work with us. Now, back to the subject of promotion. Your promotional activities or your tactics are supposed to support your goals and objectives within your strategy. And the number one mistake that everybody seems to make is going straight to social media as a promotional space. Why? Why do we do this, guys? The best place that you should promote your podcast is to active podcast listeners. And on social media, there are way too many steps. They may not listen to podcasts. They may not even see what you just posted. They may not care. When someone is actively listening to a podcast, then you know that this is someone who is a podcast consumer. So I'm that much more likely to get them to listen to my show if I put myself in front of them. So some easy ways that you can get in front of podcast listeners is by doing a podcast swap, reaching out to another host that is in your category. Now, don't reach out to someone who does, especially if you have a business, the exact same thing that you do, but reach out to someone who has a community of your target audience and swap. You go on their show, they go on yours. If you guys don't want to interview each other, say, hey, can you do a RSS feed drop for my show and I do one for you? That's another way that you can swap. But get in front of podcast listeners. If you have a marketing budget, purchase ads on platforms where you say, hey, can you guys, I'll pay you this amount of money, or what is your rate for you to drop the trailer for my show on your feed? Do that. Because now you know that you're in front of podcast listeners and you're that much more likely to convert them over into listens in your show versus going in just this wilderness of social media. A huge mistake that shows make, and the last one I'll tell you, is not giving enough time to adequately measure the result of whatever tactic you may be implementing at that time. You shouldn't be implementing new marketing strategies or tactics every week with your show. Give it a solid 3 months of consistently doing the same thing and then measure the results of that. People fall behind all the time with podcasts. So it may not be an issue with your strategy. It may be they just got busy and they'll catch up later. But if you look at it from a 3-month standpoint, then you have enough consistent data to be able to analyze and make strategic decisions. So don't just do 50 million things at one time or switch out a new tactic or strategy every single week. Give it time. Do your podcast audit in the beginning, come up with a strategy or get a strategy developed for you, and then implement it and measure it over time. So that's it for this video. Remember to click the link in the description for a free podcast audit template. Also go to anchormedia.com to learn more of how you can work with us. And that's it for this video. Make sure that you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss when we post another video. And I'll see you in the next one.